How do we know if someone is a cannibal? Well, they could have the Kuru disease, which is a fatal neurodegenerative disease that spreads through eating brain tissue.
Chat, do you think Ellen was eating people? Let me know in the comments. Did her and Jeffrey Epstein actually have Kuru? We're going to go through this video and see what evidence we actually do have to see if that can corroborate this claim. Stick around to the very end. I'm going to cover some comments of a previous video. And if you would, please subscribe. It helps support the channel for free. Let's get off into this.
One of the most recognizable faces in the history of television was secretly participating in rituals so dark they sound like they were pulled straight from a horror movie. For years, Ellen DeGeneres was the undisputed queen of daytime, dancing through her sets and telling everyone to be kind. But lately, that mask hasn't just slipped, it's been completely ripped off. The rumors swirling around her aren't just about her being a difficult boss or having a mean streak. We're talking about allegations involving Jeffrey Epstein, mysterious diseases found only in the most remote corners of the world, and a sudden, desperate escape to a rural village in the United Kingdom. People are starting to ask if she and her inner circle were actually consuming their way to eternal youth, and the evidence being brought forward is enough to make anyone's skin crawl. But as the walls close in on the Hollywood elite, one man has stepped out of the shadows to lead the charge, and his return to the spotlight might just be the final nail in the coffin for Ellen's legacy.
Look at it.
Oh, well, you know where that is too, right? It's a similar image to that, right?
No.
I know Jamie does.
What is it?
It's on the set of a famous talk show that's now not on anymore.
Oh, Ellen? Was that Ellen?
Yeah.
Really?
Just look at the temple and then look at the...
Let me see Ellen's background. What? Oh, similar. That looks like a building, though. Like
yeah, sure.
Yeah. Is that a building in LA? That might be a building in LA. Right, but I mean, it's supposed to be a background of... Yeah.
That's strange to use the same.
It is, but it's, you know, I mean, it's whatever. I'm not that impressed with that. That could just be coincidental. There's a lot of people...
Ask Alex about that.
Yeah. Well, he'll get... Well...
But wait, it actually gets even deeper than just a few coincidental connections. If you look at the deep dives people are doing into the millions of pages released in the recent document dumps, a staggering figure has started to emerge. Rumors are spreading like wildfire that Ellen's name is allegedly buried in those records, from the infamous flight logs to peripheral testimony and obscure third-party interviews, more than 300 times. When you're mentioned that frequently in documents centered around one of the darkest operations in modern history, people stop calling it a coincidence and start calling it a pattern. These records suggest her proximity to that inner circle wasn't just casual, it was foundational, leading many to believe that the Be Kind Queen was actually a staple in a world she's now desperately trying to outrun. But the paper trail is only the beginning of why she's currently laying low across the pond.
And I want to talk to you about what the internet has been cooking up, and this one is insane. I need to address something that's been blowing up online since these files started dropping, because every time these documents like this get released, the internet does what the internet does. So there's a claim circulating right now that the Epstein files reveal Ellen DeGeneres as, and I'm quoting this directly from the posts, Hollywood's most prolific cannibal, that she consumed human flesh. People are sharing distorted images of her face, writing paragraphs about underground dystopias, calling her a vampire. Now, let's take a look at what's actually in the files. Ellen DeGeneres is named in the Epstein documents, and that part is real. Her name appears in the broader index of over 300 high-profile individuals that show up across the investigative materials. You know, flight logs, communications, third-party interviews, peripheral records.
Perhaps the most stomach-turning evidence comes from Ellen's own archives. There's an interview with Sandra Bullock that has recently gone viral for all the wrong reasons. In the clip, the two women laugh as they discuss a beauty treatment known as EGF, or epidermal growth factor. They joked about how the serum was derived from the foreskins of Korean babies. At the time, the audience laughed along, thinking it was just another weird Hollywood trend. But in light of the recent leaks, that interview feels less like a joke and more like a soft reveal of the horrific reality behind the elite lifestyle. It was a moment where the dark network was paraded in front of millions of viewers, disguised as a harmless comedy segment. It makes you wonder how many other jokes were actually confessions of the debauchery happening behind closed doors. But the connections didn't stop with beauty treatments.
Okay, let's talk about this facial that you're obsessed with. How many, did you get the whole cast of Ocean's 8 to do
Not
this?
everybody.
Okay, and, good, smart ones.
Just those that I thought would appreciate it.
Okay, explain what it is.
Well, it's this way in which one forces through microneedling. It's like a little roller with these, some of you, I think many of you know it, and it pushes through the skin and ruptures the collagen and then boosts it. You look like a burn victim for a day, but then it pushes the
What are you pushing into the skin, Sandra? Carrie? What are you pushing into the skin?
Well, you push in whatever the facialist would like to insert into your pores.
But what is it?
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a Korean baby.
As the whispers about Ellen's dark connections grew louder, her physical appearance began to shift in ways that left fans completely stunned. Ditching the signature blonde hair and the Hollywood fillers, she has retreated to the English countryside, looking like a total stranger to the woman who commanded the stage for decades. Her wife, Portia, claims this transformation is simply the result of hitting rock bottom and embracing a natural, farm-based life. But in light of the recent leaks, many believe there is a much more calculated reason behind this radical change. Is this a genuine path to healing, or is it a desperate attempt to shed her old identity entirely before the unsealed files make it impossible to hide? Take a look at the version of Ellen that Hollywood was never supposed to see.
Why does Ellen DeGeneres look like a completely different person? After spending 6 months away from the US, her wife Portia de Rossi tearfully revealed 3 reasons behind the transformation. In a recent video, Ellen showed off her new home in the English countryside, but many people also noticed that compared to before, Ellen seemed like a totally different person. So what happened? The truth is, her wife Portia shared some heartbreaking reasons. First, Portia said that after Ellen's talk show got canceled and she faced allegations about workplace misconduct, Ellen's mental health hit rock bottom. Even though a lot of time has passed, she's still been haunted by the past. It even made her start to reject who she used to be. Second, Ellen ditched her signature blonde hair and went with her natural dark brown shade instead. She said in an interview that constant coloring had damaged her hair, even causing some hair loss. To get her hair back to a healthy state, she decided to embrace her natural color. Finally, Ellen shared on a show that she'd stopped using Botox and fillers.
I've handpicked the top-rated skincare, home, and wellness essentials in my official Amazon storefront. Click the link in my description to shop the Celeb Curio collection today. Sometimes the truth was hidden in plain sight, delivered by guests who refused to follow the script. Back in 2016, Kanye West sat in that same chair and delivered a speech so intense and cryptic that it was reportedly scrubbed from many official archives. While Ellen tried to maintain her be kind persona, Kanye was speaking about the debauchery of celebrity culture and the desperate need to connect to something real. Looking back at this banned footage through the lens of the recent leaks, his words feel less like a rant and more like a desperate attempt to expose the gatekeepers while sitting directly in front of one. Pay close attention to the tension in the room. It's almost as if he was trying to warn us about the dark network years before the first file was ever unsealed.
Everybody's trying to I get how much you sold. If you playing on radio, are you connecting? Picasso is dead. Steve Jobs is dead. Walt Disney is dead. Name somebody living that you can name in the same breath as them. Don't tell me about being likable. We got 100 years here. We're one race, the human race, one civilization. We're a blip in the existence of the universe. And we constantly trying to pull each other down, not doing things to help each other. but I feel that I can make a difference while I'm here through my skill set. My skills, I'm an artist. 5 years old, art school, PhD, Art Institute of Chicago. I am an artist. I have a condition called synesthesia where I see sounds. I see them. Everything that I sonically make is a painting. I see the importance. I see the importance and the value of everyone being able to experience a more beautiful life.
While many viewed the Be Kind brand as a message of positivity, others were looking closely at the underlying symbols and the architecture of the industry itself. There's a persistent theory that the great escape we're witnessing isn't just about avoiding a legal storm, but fleeing the consequences of a much deeper, more ancient agreement. Rumors have long swirled around the unsealed files and the private island logs, suggesting that the elite are bound by a specific set of rituals to maintain their power. This brings us to a chilling testimony that surfaced regarding the Mephistophelian bargain, the idea of making a deal for absolute fame and wealth. The speaker describes a reality involving blood contracts and a specific doctrine where hell is reimagined as an eternal cycle of debauchery, a description that mirrors the partying and excess allegedly found in the files associated with the Caribbean island. If these connections to the dark network are what's truly being unsealed, it explains why the panic in the Cotswolds has reached a breaking point. Take a look at the secret protocols that allegedly govern the world's most powerful figures.
Well, this one was super creepy. Y'all like the video right there, and check this out.
I had to become a Freemason because you can't get involved in Satanism on the hardcore level without first being a Freemason. That was my official shrine portrait, which they took as part of my initiation. I was ready to become involved in hardcore Satanism. What did that mean? Well, that meant I had to sell my soul to the devil. I had to sign my name on the contracted blood. I had to sign my name in the black book. You gotta understand something. The satanic doctrine here is that hell is not what we believe it is, or what the Bible teaches it is. The satanic doctrine is that hell is this incredible party. It's like a non-stop, all eternity. So you're smoking, you're fornicating your brains out, you're listening to rock and roll through all eternity. And it's party hardy time. But before I could get onto the priesthood of Satanism, excuse me, I had to get 7 people to sell our souls to the devil. The other thing I had to do, and this might astonish some of you, is I had to become a Catholic priest. I had to go back to my original vocation, because you cannot be a satanic priest unless, first of all, you're a Catholic priest. And if that surprises you, I just suggest that you go and you read some of the medieval literature. You'll see that that is in fact the case.
Ellen also had this relationship with Diddy, joking around with him about his creepy lifestyle. People who understand how that world works say Ellen was basically serving as a gatekeeper, a connector for young talent into this dark elite world. She wasn't just passively associated with terrible people. She was also enabling them by promoting them on her show.
Let's show a picture of you at, was it like a 70s themed birthday party? Or was that just a look that you decided to go with that night?
It was a 70 themed Soul Train party, but this is me once every first week of the month on a Friday night.
What are you holding there?
I'm holding my package.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to do it.
I don't think Hollywood's really ready for her return. I think they will continue to punish her, but I do have some intel for you from her current neighbors in the UK. They don't like her. They aren't friendly towards her, and they hate all of the celebrities like Ellen moving into this once sacred and anonymous area and disturbing and in some cases disrespecting the culture.
While Ellen attempts to build a wall of distance between herself and the unsealed logs, she's discovering a terrifying reality that some of Hollywood's most embattled stars have already lived through. The idea that a 30-year empire can be dismantled by a single revelation isn't just a theory, it's a warning. Johnny Depp once spoke about this exact sense of sudden, irreversible exposure, where the ground disappears beneath your feet the moment the truth finds its way out. As the panic in the Cotswolds reaches a fever pitch, his words about the fragile safety of the elite feel like a direct reflection of the storm currently closing in on the Be Kind brand. Take a look at this eerie prediction that seems to be coming true in real time.
However, it's so far out of hand now that I can promise you that no one is safe. Not one of you. Not one of you. Not anyone out that door. No one is safe as long as someone is willing to say one sentence. Takes one sentence. And then there's no more ground. Carpet's been pulled. But it's not just me, you know, that this has happened to. It's happened to a lot of people.
It started with a completely bizarre interview featuring Chrissy Teigen, a model and longtime friend of the daytime elite. During a casual conversation, she was asked a highly unusual question about whether she would ever be open to eating human flesh. Instead of laughing it off or calling the question crazy, she doubled down. She flat out stated that if the person okayed it, she would absolutely try it.
Actually, nothing I wouldn't eat or wouldn't drink or wouldn't try. If the person okayed it, I would eat a human. If you were at a very fancy restaurant and they were like a tiny piece of human meat.
No. I think the only way
you wouldn't try a tiny bite?
No.
Really?
Absolutely not.
Is that terrible?
Yeah.
I know I'm about to sound completely insane, but just hear me out. This pertains to the Epstein files, the Clintons, and cannibalism, and I feel completely fine and am totally okay. Alright, let's do this. How do we know if someone is a cannibal? Well, they could have the Kuru disease, which is a fatal neurodegenerative disease that spreads through eating brain tissue. It has a long incubation period, 10 to 30 years. Early symptoms are headaches, coordination issues, anxiety, and inappropriate laughter. Middle stage, severe tremors and shaking, loss of balance and slurred speech. Late stage, inability to walk, dementia, and the forever sleep. Do you know of any elites rumored to have consumed human flesh? But I'm not accusing anyone of anything, this is just a fun little joke video. With truth in the mix, in Papua New Guinea they call human long pig. We just love to have fun here. No, the Kuru disease has nothing to do with the Epstein files or anyone in them. Definitely not the Clintons. And I feel fantastic, so yeah, have a good day, okay?
What, Ellen?
Ellen was like really weird and not nice to me for most of my career, and like because I opened for her in the 1980s.
Oh, you did?
When she was a headliner in comedy clubs, and not way before her big fame. And so then when I would do her talk show in the 2000s, she acted like we just met, and I'm like, what?
One of those times.
I'm like, what? Like that's weird. Like
right.
it's like we go way back. What? Like it's so creepy and weird, but you know, also the other thing was David Bowie had been on the show, and he was so excited that the night before that I had come to his show wearing this giant Chinese emperor outfit. He was really thrilled about it, and he talked at length about it. And she cut it out of the show, which made me so mad. And the producer, who was a really good friend of mine, had to call me and tell me, I can't believe she did this, but she cut it out of the show. But you need to know that he was going on and on about your outfit. He loves you. God said your name.
Is so petty.
Which is so rude.
That is so gross.
I don't know if it was personal. Maybe it was for time.
Right.
But still, I'm going to take it personally just because I decided to.
You should have sent her a note and said, send me the footage. I'll post it to my YouTube.
I know it exists somewhere.
We were told it was all just wild internet gossip, but after a massive drop of unsealed court files, federal raids on major music moguls, and a flood of former employees breaking their silence, those old rumors have morphed into unavoidable realities. Suddenly, the friendly face of daytime TV is being linked to some of the most twisted and unspeakable controversies of the century. From bizarre coded emails and unthinkable Hollywood dinner parties to infamous late-night hotel gatherings with Diddy, the truth behind the curtain is darker than anyone could have ever imagined. And once you see the pieces fit together, you will never look at your favorite celebrities the same way again. To understand how deep this rabbit hole goes, you have to look at the paper trail left behind by the elite. According to investigators who reviewed the unsealed Epstein records, his inner circle operated like a tight-knit secret society. They didn't just casually chat about their weekends, they spoke in a highly strange, almost unrecognizable code. If you looked at the surface of these emails, you would think these billionaires and global power players were absolutely obsessed with cheap fast food. Words like pizza, pasta, and especially jerky appeared over and over again in highly classified urgent communications. In one message, an associate wrote to Epstein saying the crew really appreciated the pizza. In another, someone attached a document and wrote that it was better than a Chinese cookie, suggesting they go out for pizza and grape soda again. But these weren't lunch plans. Lawmakers and forensic experts who viewed the unedited files stated clearly that this language was deeply disturbing. Adult, health-obsessed billionaires do not urgently courier hot dogs and grape soda across the country in insulated bags. One email even mentioned a client reacting to a photo by saying a woman was radiating a soft glow of bliss and followed it up with the phrase, "Yeah, that's the pizza." Representative Anna Paulina Wuna confirmed what the internet had long suspected. These were not food items. These were highly coordinated, deeply sick euphemisms used to describe minors and the trafficking of human beings. The casual, friendly tone of these messages is exactly what makes them so terrifying. But as the files became public, the spotlight began to shift from the convicted predators to the mainstream celebrities who allegedly helped keep their dark world spinning.
There was also a lot of language that appears to be coded regarding food. I wanted to let you know the crew really appreciated the pizza. Another email read, "This is better than a Chinese cookie, see attached. Let's go for pizza and grape soda again." This one talks about, "Yeah, that's the pizza. You mean radiating a soft glow with the look of bliss and excitement." There's one more, I think, in this list as well. "Sorry, I have no stomach for even the slightest aggro. I don't have the stomach for it for any drama, imaginary or real. I'm still fragile off the last one and scared of shadows." This is in response to some videos that were shared where Jeffrey Epstein himself says, "I watched all of these videos, don't send any more." And then Ghislaine is like, "I can't stomach any of this." What the fuck did you send that Jeffrey Epstein was like, "No more"?
This is where the rumors surrounding some of Hollywood's most beloved names really began to gain traction. For a long time, the daytime talk show circuit was viewed as a safe space, a massive promotional machine where actors and musicians could play games, share a laugh, and look incredibly relatable to the everyday public. But underground whistleblowers and internet sleuths began painting a very different picture of the industry. According to these rumors, certain highly connected hosts weren't just entertainers, they were fixers. They were the bridge between the clean, public-facing world of Hollywood and the dark, hidden underbelly of the global elite. Whispers began to circulate that the daytime queen herself was heavily involved in this shadow network. While nothing was ever proven in a court of law, the allegations claimed she smoothed over introductions, connected powerful people with young talent, and helped keep the industry's most sinister secrets completely quiet. When the Epstein files broke the internet, people were absolutely shocked to see how many beloved, family-friendly celebrities were deeply entrenched in a world of private islands and offshore bank accounts. The contrast between a host demanding her audience be kind while allegedly rubbing shoulders with disgraced financiers was a tough pill to swallow. But just when the public thought the allegations couldn't get any weirder, a brand new theory took over the internet, and it involved a rumor so disturbing it sounds like something straight out of a horror movie.
Earlier, I'll give you another example here. Epstein sends a message to someone, she looks pregnant, reacting to a photo. And the client replies back to Epstein, "You mean radiating a soft glow with the look of bliss and excitement? Yeah, that's the pizza." I cannot be clearer than this, that this is a code word. It makes no sense in that context whatsoever. And this, on top of the example I gave you earlier, when his virologist gave him the medicine for having an erectile dysfunction, I assume, or it could be even Viagra, and then told him to wash his hands, go have pizza and grape soda. Has been mentioned time and time again, having adult men, successful men that are very health oriented, constantly talk about pizza with grape soda, which I've never heard before.
Yeah, I've never heard of pizza and grape soda before this. I don't know if that specific combination was part of the whole Pizzagate thing, but it's definitely mentioned a lot because I saw that phrase, so I looked it up and was like, is this actually like in there multiple times? And it most definitely is.
There's another one here. Have you seen the beef jerky mentioned as well? There's an email here from Jeffrey Epstein. Someone else says, Francis has time to come tomorrow to show me how to make it. Jerky, anyone? He will also bring you a taste of his jerky recipe from the restaurant. And sends a warm hello. He's working at a restaurant called Coop's. Wait for it, beef jerky and steak. Yes, time at 3 p.m. There's other emails of him talking about beef jerky. Another one here, Jeffrey Epstein sending it to Steve Hansen saying, hope you're feeling better. did we analyze the beef? Did we analyze the jerky? Now there's talks about jerky, referencing human meat. It could be for scientific research, could be something else that's even sicker. But there's more emails here talking about beef jerky. Have you had time to go through those? There's one here. Thank you so much. Super cool. IT guy setting up Surface right now. We are ridiculously excited, and beef jerky delicious. Thank you. Thanksgiving. So yeah.
It is very. Now I've got all those emails saved. I'd actually had somebody send to me all of those to say, hey, would you check this out? So I have them. I have not read through all of them, but there's no shortage of terms that are phrased in a peculiar way. Muffin is another one. I've seen that a couple of times. I talked about when he says whoops. That seems to be in very. Sometimes he says that in very odd terms that seem like they're referring to somebody dying or getting. So there definitely seem to be code words.
At the end of the day, the story of Ellen DeGeneres and the collapse of her empire is a reminder that no matter how much power you have, the truth eventually finds a way out. For many of you who have been following these stories for a long time, you know that consistency is key. You have to keep digging, keep asking questions, and keep refusing to accept this sanitized version of events. The world is a much darker place than many of us want to believe, but it's only by shining a light on the shadows that we can ever hope to see a change. As we wait for the next set of documents to drop and the next celebrity to pack their bags for a rural hideout, we have to ask ourselves, how much longer can this system survive before it completely implodes? And when it does, who will be left standing to pick up the pieces? Think about that as you scroll through the news today, and remember that sometimes the most unbelievable stories are the ones that turn out to be the most true.